random tank and then just roll with it. You really had to, you know, kind of trust the people you were surrounding with. Yeah, I just remember another guy. He was called Wintergreen, I think. Yeah, Wintergreen. I think he was Korean. I don't know. He knew Japanese anyway. I think he was Korean. He knew Japanese, and he was probably the nicest guy I've ever met. So I'm just throwing names out there. If anyone remembers any of those people, please contact me. I would very much like to get in touch with all those guys again. Once again, the Diabolos server. I was in the Aegis link shell, Aegis, and yeah. Comparing Final Fantasy XI with Final Fantasy XIV, I think 14 feels a lot more, or it feels like it could be soloable, but it shouldn't be, and that's just fine. I think that's just fine. I like the partying and the grouping aspect of Final Fantasy XI. I think that's actually what kept the game going. That we learned to know one another so well that we actually felt like we were playing with friends and not just some you know, link shell mates or guild mates or some random people that you happen to meet on the internet. We actually felt like friends. So yeah. So I have absolutely no problem with grinding in a Final Fantasy MMO. And I really don't see it as grinding, since the game is kind of slow paced compared to, for instance, World of Warcraft. So you can focus a lot on the social aspect, and you could even though you had like 7 to 8 hours grinding sessions, you could still talk to the people you were partying with. You could still never gonna make it. That's okay. I evaded so I can use Haymaker. Yeah, so you didn't really feel like grinding. You felt more like you were hanging out with people. That's actually what it felt like. You felt like you were hanging out with people, not spending a lot of time grinding the same monsters over and over again. And I mean, Final Fantasy XI was pretty hard, at least when we first started, when we were kind of noobish and we didn't really know what to do, what the best grinding spots were, what sort of food you should use, and yeah, when we were, I was gonna say when we were really young, but we were really low level. There was a lot of fun times when you would pick a grinding spot and then you would kind of face an enemy that completely, okay, that was a little bit weird. They completely surprised you. Maybe they had like sleep or something that you weren't counting on, or the damn crabs. I hated the damn crabs with their shell, and especially being a Dark Knight, the slow ass sight to as a weapon that had like 5.2 second delay. If you missed, you were completely butt fucked and boned. You felt useless for like 10 seconds. So yeah, I think that they have actually fixed that a bit in this game. It feels like you have a lot more to do. You're not just waiting for your swing timer to reset and for your TP to build up. Since you build up your TP yourself with different moves, that's a great change in my opinion. So because that's what 11 was. You had your normal auto swings, and those swings built TP, and then you use that TP as your with your specific weapon skills, and you could start skill chains. And I've heard that skill chains are in this game, so that's probably what this battle regiment mode is. I haven't really looked into it since I haven't really done any partying. I've just been running around, kind of exploring the game and getting a feel for the game. What else? There was something else I wanted to discuss, but like always, I need to write these things down. I just forget them. I hate these damn moles. Quit boring down. Of course, I didn't make it since I executed my skill while it was down in the ground. Come on, kill him. There you go. Yeah, I like this new system where they have pretty much combined different classes from Final Fantasy XI into kind of like a set of classes in this game. Like I said before, monk feels a lot like thief, ninja, and monk combined into one. And the white mage class feels like white mage, red mage, and some sort of blood mage. So I like that. The one class that I haven't really gotten a grasp on yet is Lancer, the Dragoon class. I don't really understand it. I think both Pugilist and Gladiator and Marauder can tank, but I don't know if Lancer can tank or not. I don't understand what the Lancer's role is. I mean, why would you roll a Lancer unless they do like massive amounts of damage? Why would you roll a Lancer if you can be a Marauder, or if you really wanted two-handed weapons, you can be a Marauder, or if you want to do damage, you can probably just be a Pugilist like I'm planning on being. And at the same time, you can double up as a tank, since probably the same stats are going to apply for Pugilist as for the Pugilist damage dealing side as for the Pugilist tanking side. You're probably going to need stamina and strength, and I don't know, maybe some mind or some other stat. I think a paladin in Final Fantasy XI needed mind for his cures. Yeah, so far I'm thinking Pugilist, maybe the white mage or black mage. I haven't really tested those out yet, but I've always liked melee classes more in Final Fantasy XI than I did with the mage classes. Although I did like Bard. I don't know why, I like Bard a lot. So I'm kind of disappointed that there is no Bard class in this game. I don't know, it felt cool. Bard just felt cool. That was another thing that we didn't figure out, that the Japanese figured out pretty early on, I think. Bard class was invaluable. We were all thinking like, who the hell wants to be a Bard, running around playing on the flute and not doing any damage whatsoever, just buffing people? How stupid. And then I think we tried around like level 30, level 40, someone tried putting a Bard into a party and just realized how much a Bard does to the other 4 guys that are in the party. And after that, pretty much every party wanted to have a Bard in them. So yeah, that's kind of disappointing that you couldn't play a spoony Bard. I remember we were making fun of Aegis. I would always call him Spoony Bard, because I thought it was stupid that he chose a Bard class. Guess the joke's on me. Yeah, I haven't really tried soloing the tougher mobs after level 10, so that was the case in Final Fantasy XI. You could solo just fine up to level 10. After that, you could not kill one single thing. It was just impossible. So I've yet to see if you can actually solo comfortably at higher levels. You probably can. At least to some extent in some mobs. But like I talked about the dodos, those are just impossible. I don't get it. It says that they are decent challenge, and it says that I should be able to kind of kill them, but with their debuffing, they kind of cripple your stamina regeneration, and they put sleep on you, and they poison you. And poison does a lot in this game, just like it did in Final Fantasy XI. Even though it takes a little bit at a time, since the fights are, as you can see, fights are like several minutes long. Getting poison on you is going to drain like 150 to 200 points of damage during a fight, so that's a lot. Yeah, hopefully I'll figure out this whole Q system and the way evasion works, if I can see if I've evaded an enemy or not. Since this is kind of, it's kind of tedious having to